So let's check out some soft grubs, and I'm not talking about the New South Wales Ford pack. Shanley's hopefully, maybe. It's a male. Is it? Yeah. Oh. He chopped my plastic in half. I don't know how big does it have to be? How big's that? That's good, Nick grabs. Shanley's is a soft plastic lure making company where the lures are poured here in Queensland, Australia. They have a full range of different plastics, some weird and wonderful things, some frogs, paddle tails, a whole bunch of different stuff. But for me, the pick of the bunch is the 3-inch grub. Grubs are really effective at catching fish, mainly because they've got all that tail action at really slow speed. So if you're going to fish a grub, make sure you're not weighting it too heavily. You want it floating through the water column, nice and slow, lots of action to tempt those fish. So every soft plastic manufacturer makes about a 2.5, 3-inch grub. Why would you buy a Shanley's over some of the other ones? I've run out of 3-inch grubs. This is a bigger version, but each of Shanley's grubs has this very kind of symmetrical body on them. So one of the big pros about these plastics is that because that body is quite symmetrical, it's really easy to modify these and cut them down to size. So if you want a 4-inch, or if you want to take your 3-inch down to a 1-inch, just a matter of cutting those segments down and it'll still maintain that body shape and action through the water. So this can be really good when you're trying to hone in on fish that are really like zoned into a particular size of bait fish. Like all grubs, they've got that really good tail action and they catch fish. Now, if you're used to fishing with something like a Z-Man, a really stretchy, durable plastic, these guys are a little bit different. They seem like quite a dense plastic, so that means that your casting distance is pretty good. Like, they add a little bit of weight to your cast and you can punch them out there and get some really good casts out. Because of that like more dense plastic, they can be a lot easier to rig than something like a Z-Man. So with a Z-Man, they're really stretchy, and when you're trying to get those hook in there nice and straight, it can kind of stretch out of shape and make it really quite difficult to get that hook in there. Shanley's not only being a company that pours their plastics here in Queensland and Australia, they also put a fair bit of money into supporting local competition and anglers. So if you're shopping from Shanley's or if you're deciding which company you want to give some money to, sometimes supporting some of the local people in the area can be good because it helps to get some money into that friendly competition scene, prizes and things like that. And Shanley's are one of those companies that do put some product and some time and effort into supporting the local fishing scene. For hand poured plastics, the finish on them is very good. So sometimes in the molds you can get seams and ratty bits to the plastics, but in my hands all the ones that I've had have been very straight and very tidy, so their quality control is very good coming out of those molds. In terms of the cons for these plastics, look, they're a grub tail plastic, they're going to catch fish, but they aren't as durable as, say, a Z-Man. So that has the advantage of being usually easier to rig. But if you do have fish that have teeth and are going to snip plastics, they will chop these up quicker than what they will a Z-Man. So if you want something that's super durable like a Z-Man, these guys aren't it. But, you know, it's good to have a range of different plastics, a few different types of styles and materials, as who knows on the day something might be biting or might be attracted to something a little bit different. Other than that, I can't fault them too much. They're a good plastic, they catch fish. They're one of those go-to kind of plastics. When it's tough, a 3-inch grub is going to catch your fish, and Shanley's is exactly the same as that. They're going to catch fish, they're going to do what you want, and you might be putting a bit of extra money into that local scene that you might want to get involved with. So there you go, Shanley's 3-inch grubs. I'm going to give them 4 out of 5 crabbies. You can buy Shanley's on their website, or they are stocked in some of the local tackle shops around Brisbane and Australia.